Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is evenleasesc, and today I'm taking a look at the new ARGO ATLS powered suit. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so let's go ahead and start taking a look at this thing here. Now, the ATLS powered suit is a walking mech that you get into and that you powered. It's like an exoskeleton that you get into, and it helps you move boxes from, the pad to your ship or vice versa. Now, this thing here does definitely act differently, and I'm going to read it directly from the notes itself. It says, the ATLS has its own bespoke tractor beam that acts differently to the handheld Grin tractor beams and the tractor beams found on vehicles. Rather than picking up an item at the point where the beam hits its target, the beam will pull the tethered item towards the player, holding it above the ATLS. While as the player moves the placement preview, upon placing the preview, the item will then move to the placement location. The player can also reset the rotation of the preview by pressing middle mouse button. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in here in just a second. But as you can see right behind me, I have the C1 Spirit, and this thing fit in this ship fantastically, like amazing. It was just brilliant. You could load that entire ship up with cargo and sit this thing right at the entry of the ship or pretty much in the middle of the aisle. It doesn't matter. This thing is very compact and it's just gotta love it. Looking at the detail here, this thing just looks fantastic. And I'm very excited that they're adding this now. With the cargo update, it was kind of a struggle constantly rolling your finger trying to load cargo into a ship. So let's go ahead and hop in. Listen to the noises. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So as you can see, left arm's over there controlling that arm, right arm's over there controlling that. Down below, you got yourself, your legs controlling the legs. You can move forwards, normal speed. You can also hold shift and move a little bit quicker. You can press back and hold that, and it'll move at a normal back speed. Pretty cool. Now let's see how this works out. I'm gonna grab this box. Okay, it's gonna go ahead and drag it right over to my head here, and then as you can see, it's showing me a symbol of where that box is gonna be placed. So if I wanted to reset the orientation, I'm gonna go ahead and hit middle mouse button, and now it's flat. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put it there. I just clicked once, I didn't do anything. None of this motion had me scrolling my finger back and forth. It was a very easy, just press the left button once, brings it to me. Press the middle mouse button to reset the orientation once I'm ready. Right there. And let's go ahead and set it there. Let's see how that works out. Star Citizen's physics, right? Sooner or later we'll have that fixed. Now let's try putting it into a ship. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to go ahead and go over to the C1 Spirit. Now obviously the cargo's here. This is how I brought it here. So I did load it with this already. But you just walk over and you're going to go ahead and just see how it turns that color, that grayish light blue. That means you're good to go. Just left click and it's going to shoot it right over to that cargo grid. Look how smooth that is. No longer the pain of my finger when trying to load cargo into a ship with a tractor beam sitting there just constantly scrolling it. Now, there's going to be some challenges here and there, right? So what you got to consider is just when you're up in your ship like this and you grab a box, it is going to be raised above you. So that's going to be something that needs to be oh, crap. So just be very wary of your height limitation, which is just something that you would just want to do anyways, and kind of back it down a little bit. Make sure you're not sitting there banging the crap out of the roof when you're getting things out of your ship. But this is still a very welcome addition, and I do somewhat agree. I wish there was a way to make the handheld tractor beams act this way, because that is just beautiful. That is very smooth. I very much enjoy that. Now, if I go ahead and look here on the side, I'm going to try out some of these different functions here. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the buttons on the arm, or not the arm, but the head mask here, the shield. Let's see if this does anything. So this right here is probably just showing you where the beam is. So I'm going to grab this. Oh, yeah, that's showing you a distance, right? So if I were to do this, okay, there's nothing here that I can press, but is it showing me a distance? So it's got wow, that's got a very far range. Look at that. How many meters is that? We're looking at, wow, that is 90 meters at its grab length there, and it's just going to bring it right on back. That is brilliant. I love that. Imagine stealing someone's cargo from them, like at Jumptown, I mean. Don't be like mean like that, sitting on a ridge, taking someone's cargo. But that's brilliant. They might need to change that a little bit for balancing reasons. You can't be sitting up there on the mountain taking someone's cargo from down here. That's pretty crazy. Now, let's look down here. You got the exit button, which they said not to use currently. Just hit Y. There's no other options, but is there a light? Let's go ahead and check really quick. I'm going to go ahead and hit the L key. So at this time, it doesn't look like there's a light on here, which is perfectly fine. Oh, let me... There we go. Like it's glitching into the top there. I don't see any sort of light or way to light up anything, but it looks like you would probably just use your, helmet light, kind of like you would. That's perfectly fine. And then this screen on the left here looks to be broken. No worries. But otherwise, this is an amazing first implementation of this. I love it. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Now let's try out the throw. I think if you right-click, it'll throw it, right? Let's see. Okay, so it's kind of like a throw. It just kind of tosses it. It cuts the line with a little bit of force. So if I want to... Wow. That's amazing. I'm going to keep this thing on my ship at all times once we are in live. Like, there's no question of it. This is going to be in pretty much any ship that I fly that has a, accessible cargo area. You could potentially even bring this up the elevator of a raft. Like, that's something that, it's a pretty small profile. It might be a little bit too big, but that would be very cool. This is your first look from me of this nice little mech here that is currently available in the PTU 3.24.1. Now, this thing is pretty awesome. I hope they can get this 0.1 patch out pretty quick because this deserves to be in our hands ASAP for any sort of cargo that we are trying to do. I mean, just look at that. Banged around a little bit, but not any worse than doing it with the handheld tractor beam. Amazing. Amazing. Let's hear the sounds of me hopping on out. That is perfect. This is your first look at the ATLS system here. This thing is pretty awesome, and I know that there can be probably a million different configurations on how they can have something like this working. They can put guns on it someday, rocket pods, they can put all sorts of different functionalities to a system or suit like this, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how this goes, and I really hope they can get this first iteration out onto the live branch as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.